G'day gamers. So as most of you know, recently Behaviour announced a quality of life initiative for their quality of life initiative, where this time they really promise that they will actually listen to the community and actually address some issues in the game.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is?
Look, we even got another roadmap thing for it. Now personally, I don't believe them. They've lied and burnt us way too many times, but that's besides the point. Now, I'd like to clarify, I do think they're going to fix some things, but at the same rate they normally do. I don't think we're going to get anything special, and to be honest, it just seems like PR crowd control more than actual sincerity. But hey, I'm going to give some bug reporting so at least I can say I did it rather than just doing nothing myself and then complaining that they did nothing. What we're going to focus on is this section in phase 2 where they say that they're going to be fixing high priority / impact killer issues.
Stop the cap!
Now, I don't know about you guys, but this isn't very descriptive. Does this mean they'll be fixing killer issues as a whole? Fixing only the killer issues that they consider game-breaking? What constitutes a high-priority issue? Who knows, especially given Behaviour's track record of what they constitute an issue.
Nice shot!
So I did the only thing that I thought I could. I asked them directly. This is a post that I made explicitly asking if they could be more descriptive on what this means so the community knows what to expect from this initiative and what they should bother reporting on, because reporting issues takes a very long time. Trust me, I would know.
Emotional damage!
And I don't want to see a bunch of community members spending all their time reporting bugs just for Behaviour to ignore them because they don't consider them high priority enough. So naturally, Behaviour ignored the entire post. Now don't worry, the irony isn't lost on me. The devs saying that they're going to listen to the community more, then completely ignoring not even someone just reporting a bug, just asking for clarification on what their focus means so we know what to expect as a community, doesn't exactly instill me with confidence that they're listening to the community. So nothing new there.
You were the only person who believed in me when I was down. This all happened so fast and I lost sight of who I was. I mean, you know, sure, you were in a little over your head, but...
Whoa. I was in over my head?
Yeah, but Stewie, this isn't about all the things you did wrong. It's about me apologizing.
Okay, then apologize.
I just did.
No, you didn't. You just said it's about me apologizing. That's not actually apologizing.
This is not about how many things you messed up along the way. It's about how badly I reacted to them. So, I'm sorry about how badly I reacted to your many errors.
But anyway, I'm going to do my job for the 19th time and report on some Sadako issues.
Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
That's right, gamers. 2024 JC is being pulled out of retirement for this one. But let's get into the existing issues that still happen in her kit. Let's start off with the Demanifest Lockout. For some reason, when you're manifested, so this is the state where you can hit a survivor, if you so much as tap the Demanifest button, you're completely locked out of doing anything for a second and a half. Vaulting, breaking a pallet, using mouse 1, etc. as we can see from this on-screen input. And I do mean tap it. If you so much as whisper at the right mouse button, you're boned for the next second and a half out of doing absolutely anything. Why? No idea. Demanifesting isn't even anti-loop or anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. If we compare it to the Wraith, who has a very similar mechanic where he can go into a form where he also can't hit survivor, you'll see that he doesn't have this delay. As you can see, tapping Wraith form allows you to immediately follow up with a vault or a melee. Same thing with Dracula Wolf. And Chucky Slice and Dice, and both of those things can be used for anti-loop. Yeah, for some inexplicable reason, Sadako is just locked out of doing anything for a second and a half. To add to the confusion, when you're invisible / demanifested, so in the other state, this issue doesn't exist. As you can see, tapping the manifest button will allow me to vault immediately afterwards without the 1.5 second delay found when you try doing this in the other form. So if you could fix this behavior, I'd appreciate it. Next up, we have the one that my OGs have been waiting for, an update to the Demanifest invisible timing issue. Spoiler alert, they ain't fixed it.
No, God!
Basically, Sadako, when demanifested, phases between visible and invisible, as you can see on screen. Now, the time that she is supposed to be invisible is 1.2 seconds. It was one of the only buffs that she got in her last rework. Now, If we time from when she is invisible, we'll see that it's clearly not 1.2 seconds. Now, the reason for this is very simple. Sadako has effects while demanifested, specifically these glitch effects. Now, if you time when Sadako's model is actually invisible, it is 1.2 seconds. But if you ask anyone whether this is considered invisible, they're going to say no because you can see where she is. Here's the issue arising from these glitch effects. They follow Sadako around, so if you're trying to move and your model is invisible but these effects aren't, the survivor can see where you're going based on the effects and then react accordingly, completely destroying the mind game, as we can see from the background footage. Now, the length of these effects is 0.2 seconds, meaning that's how much time we're losing of our 1.2 seconds of invisibility, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that is 17% of our total invisibility that we're missing. Now, because it's a static 0.2 seconds, with Raiku's Watch, which is the add-on that increases this invisibility by 25%, we should be getting 1.5 seconds worth of invisibility, but we're actually only getting about 1.3. So how do we fix this? Well, there are actually a couple of solutions. The easiest would be to artificially inflate the demanifest time by 0.2 seconds to account for this effect. However, this isn't a great change for the long term because it will likely be forgotten about if this value ever changes. It also messes with Raiku's watch timer, etc., so that's not ideal. The next fix would be to remove the effects of it altogether. I'm not a fan of this one because they look really good and we don't want to ruin immersion, but it is a solution that can be done. Another fix would be to make the effects appear 0.2 seconds sooner. This way, we can keep the effects without them harming the invisibility power, which is a much better fix, but I'm not sure how easy this is to implement. It really depends on how behavior set up the animation. This is also how it works at the end of the animation when you begin to appear, which is why it's not broken for that state. It's only broken when you start to go invisible. The last potential fix would be to untie the effects from Sadako herself. So when the VHS effects plays, it stays in place regardless of where Sadako moves during the effect animation. However, again, this depends on how they've implemented the effect, on how easy this would be to do. Either way, it's too short and it should be addressed. So if you could fix this issue, I'd appreciate it, whether you use one of my suggestions or come up with your own. Please, I'm sick of doing videos on this bug. Just fix it, behavior. Fix it. Fucking fix it. For the love of God, fucking fix it. My TV spawns, or more specifically, killer item spawns as a whole.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
That's right, I'm back at it again, gamers. Now, genuinely, behavior, thank you for fixing the killer item spawns with the FNAF patch when it came to chests. Genuinely made playing Sadako, Alien, and Plague infinitely better and has fixed the spawns in 99% of situations. However, there is still an issue.
No!
The map is Eeyrie of Crows. For some reason, there are no potential spawns for killer items in the middle of the map at all, which is where a generator is guaranteed to spawn, so your TV will always be miles away because there's literally no spawns nearby. Here's two examples where the gen spawned on the top side of the map and on the bottom side of the map, and in both cases you can see the TV is miles away.
This is not right. This is not cool.
So, please slap a couple of potential spawns in this general area. Maybe one by this fence, maybe one up by this archway. Eeyrie is already miserable enough to play on. Let's not give it another reason why it sucks, yeah. There may be other maps with similar issues. Haddonfield was a bit funky fresh, but on Haddonfield my TVs were always in condemn range. And I did try to test as many maps as possible and I couldn't find any issues as glaring as this one since you guys fixed the killer item spawns. So yeah, just add a couple spawns to this general area please. If there are more maps, I'll report on them, but given the amount of RNG that's in this game and this map generation, it's kind of hard to be super accurate on these things. Next up, the TV teleport animation is broken. The effects stay around Sadako when you teleport. That's it. Honestly, not really a big deal. Could take it or leave it at this point. And honestly, that's about it. Now, I asked you guys for some bugs on Sadako in case I missed any in a YouTube post. I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of you didn't give me Sadako bugs, like this one for the Houndmaster. I really appreciate the comments, I do, but let's be honest with ourselves. If I were to make a video regarding Houndmaster's bugs, it would be 3.5 hours long, and ain't nobody got time for that. But I got a few, and most of them had been fixed, so since I know I'll have a barrage of comments about bugs that have been fixed, let's quickly fire them off. Indoor maps on lighting while demanifested has been fixed. Mother's dwelling main TV, you don't get stuck on it anymore. But don't worry, they'll probably break it again in about a month. The icons above TVs permanently got fixed as well. Someone said when they were demanifested they could be body blocks. Couldn't replicate this, I'm afraid, so I can't tell if this is still in the game or not. The in-game skins icons did get fixed, and that's pretty much most of them. Anyway, I'll have a full write-up of all these issues I've gone through on the forums, so if you have any bugs to add, you can plop them there too. That way we can have a big old Sadako issues mega thread. I request if you do report and add to the thread, please be useful to behaviour and provide things like evidence, a coherent description, things like that, rather than just rambling on the forums because that doesn't help anybody. And even though behaviour probably won't fix anything, at least we can say that we tried. Anyway, that's all from me, gamers. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.